Here we go. Hey there guys, how's it going? Dex here, and I have a lesson for you on what I like to call a quarter hat groove. So normally when you're playing a groove, you're playing eighth notes on a hi-hat, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So these are eighth note, 8 notes in a bar. But you get these kind of ones where there's less hi-hats in there. So going from like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to like a 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's less hi-hats, meaning you can actually take this a lot faster. But usually what happens when people play this stuff is everything kind of gets really boring on the bass drum and the snare drum. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a bit of a groove which keeps a very simple hand pattern, which you can get very fast because it's quite empty. But we're going to work on adding some pretty nasty bass drums in there. So we're going to start with this. We're going to play a bass drum and a hi-hat at the same time, followed by a bass drum on its own. And if we're talking in terms of counts, we're going 1, E, and So 1, E, and So the spacing's really important, because normally we'd have like a grid, like the hi-hat tapping away, and a 1, E, and 2, E, and everything lines up with that. It's a lot harder when you've got less hi-hats, but because you've got so many hi-hats normally, it limits how fast you can take these grooves. So again, 1, E, and then we're going to have a hi-hat on its own again, followed by 2 fast bass drums. So we're going to have 1, E, and 2, E, and So together, kick, hat, kick, kick. And again. It's very important you get the timing of that rather than just one, don't just play the notes there, it's all about the timing. Then hi-hat, snare drum together, we have our backbeat, and then after that it's a big long space and we have another hi-hat on beat 4. All together, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and so it's all about getting that rhythm. And again, the hands, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's different ways you could count it, but you can go for it like that. So again, quite slow on the hi-hat, but fast stuff on the bass drum. Doesn't sound overly quick at that speed, but that's the groove, really, really slow. You speed it up a little more, you can see it starts getting pretty tasty. Take it even faster. So say, how fast could you do that hand pattern? Like 1, and 2, and 3. And it gets pretty fast on the kick. So these kind of grooves, really, really cool. Now, one thing I like to do, I have like this little kind of stack thing over here on there. Sounds really cool. But you can also do it like the bell of a ride cymbal, so that you get this kind of sound where you've got the kick and the snare. And that sounds really busy and cool. But then the right hand is just going ting, 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 ting. And it sounds really cool. And it kind of sticks out. And that's what the audience latches onto. They're hearing a really simple thing up here. Ping, 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 ping. And then dum, dum, da, da, and all that fast stuff happening below. The tricky thing as a drummer, though, is just coordinating that. So really good one to get into. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of a drum solo now. I'm going to use this groove. And as I always recommend to you guys as well, don't just learn the groove. Once you're feeling comfortable with it, obviously you can try and speed it up. But trying to do the groove and then try and do a fill. That helps you get in and out of all of these grooves, and that's really, really important. So, right, I'm going to do a drum solo and see how we go. By the way, I have an entire section on my platform, Drumdex, which is all dedicated to what I call these quarter hat grooves. So, really good to get into that. And if you become a member of Drumdex, you get access to over 1,000 lessons and 100 courses. So, anyway, drum solo time. And there you go. Have some fun with that one, guys. Really good groove to get into. Check out Drumdex if you want to get more into this kind of things. And have an absolutely fantastic week.